this video, I'm going to be showing how you can create a CNC file from a reference photo. So first of all, let's create a new component. And I'm going to be creating a washer, so I'm just going to call this washer, but you can call this whatever you like. Now, click OK on that. So now we're inside here. The first thing that we want to do is click on this button here. This is a canvas, so let's click on that. And then, depending on where your photo is saved, you want to find your photo on your computer. So I've just got mine here on the desktop. And you click on it from your file explorer. And then it will come up here with the image. And the face that you want to put it on is this face here. So we click on that and we're going to insert it. Now, don't worry about resizing your image just for now, but just click OK to insert that. So let me just do this quickly and zoom in so you can see this. Now the first thing that I'm going to say about this is the quality. The accuracy that you're going to get from this really depends on how good your photo is. So you really need to try and take a really good photo from the top down and as accurately as you can. And if you're using an iPhone, you do have kind of like a crosshair setting, so you can make sure that it's all aligned. And you also want to make sure you're not on some kind of like crazy lens that's going to give you a lot of distortion, like a really wide focal length or something like that. Try and get your photo as accurate as you can in real life. So for this one then, I know a washer wouldn't really need to have a photo because you could take the dimensions, but I just wanted to show you something quick for this tutorial to show you how it's working. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to create the inner hole. And I know that this is 10mm. So what I can do is drop this down, then drop this down again and get to the canvas. And then I just click on this washer here. I right click on it and I press calibrate. Now, if I zoom in on this, I want to try and select the top. And it's really depending on what your photo is and the thing that you're trying to draw. You could use like a hole for a reference or something that you know the dimensions of. And then I click on the bottom here and I just want to put this at 10mm. Now that's going to resize my photo and get it roughly the size that I need it to make my sketch. So you'll notice that this is no longer in the middle. So what I can do is right click on that and then right click on edit canvas. And I can actually use this box here, and if I just click on that, I can move this around and try to recenter it as close as I can to the middle again. And then click on OK. And then, for this model, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Sketch and then click on this plane again. And I'm just going to create this circle that's going to be 10mm. And as you can see, I'm still not that close to having this photograph in the center. So I want to do this as accurately as possible. So I'm going to right click and click on Edit Canvas and then zoom in and just try and get this to line up as much as I possibly can. And that's going to put it in the center. And depending on what you're drawing, you can use this as a reference. So I'm going to go back and click on Finish Sketch. Then, I'm just going to go back and click on Edit Sketch. I'm going to do that from the timeline. And then I'm going to go from this center point here again. And now I know that this outer diameter is 25.5. Now, I know this is quite a simple product to sketch, and you may be doing something much more complex. So let's say, for example, you've got something more than this. Using different lines, for example, you could start drawing more complex parts, or even using like fit point splines, for example. And the idea here is to match it up to what your photo is. So the next step is to click on Finish Sketch. Then we just want to hide this washer and we're going to rotate this background into 3D. And what I'm going to do now is extrude this up. And I know that this washer is 1.5mm thick. And that will create the 3D model of my washer. And of course you can save it here if you want to save your design file. But also if you click on this and then click on export, then you can export it for the format that you prefer for your CNC machine. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it useful, then please do hit that like button and also subscribe. See you in the next one.